In 2013, Logitech created a new brand and was their attempt at stepping into the market of gaming gear. It was called Logitech Gaming, or G for short, and they were really successful at first. The two biggest examples for this are of course the all-known G502 or the G Pro Superlight, that is one of the most used mice ever. But these mice were released over 4, or in the case of the G502 even 10 years ago. And you would think that Logitech would have released new and better mice by then, right? The sad answer to this is no. And today we will be looking at the strange things Logitech has done in this time, and where many people say that this is the start of the downfall of Logitech. Okay, so what did Logitech do after the last successful product, G Pro Superlight? Of course, bringing out a G Pro Superlight 2 that was half the weight, has much better internals and the same price. Just kidding, it was a whole 3 grams light with a slightly better sensor plus a few other upgrades. And for that, it's 40 euros more expensive. And the community wasn't too happy with this. Yes, it's a newer mouse, but it couldn't do anything that the old one couldn't, besides a very bad 4K polling rate. But that was only the start of the weird Logitech products that would be released. On the 9th of April, Logitech released a new keyboard, the Pro X 60. It was a wireless keyboard with optical switches for 180 euros in 2024. There's literally no point in getting this keyboard because you could just buy a Wooting 60HE, that is basically the best keyboard there is right now, for just 10 euros more. Also, it's missing crucial features like hot swap or pre-loop switches that make it feel like a keyboard that was released in 2016. And the community wasn't pleased with this keyboard. A lot of people on Twitter talked about how overpriced it actually was and the features it's obviously missing. But Logitech wasn't done yet. Before I'm going to tell you about the next product though, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel because it's actually brand new and this is just my second video. I would also really appreciate it if you could like the video and write your opinion in the comments. But now back to Logitech. 3 months after the keyboard, they released the G09. It looks like it's supposed to be a mixture of the G Pro Superlight and the G305, both really popular mice. But for a gaming mouse, it has a surprisingly low amount of gaming features. It's 68 grams, takes AA batteries, and it doesn't have a polling rate higher than 1000. You generally have to ask yourself who this mouse was made for and why they released it. But this wasn't the worst thing. You might have already heard of it because of how bad it is, but Logitech is trying to make using a mouse a subscription. They want to release a so-called forever mouse, a mouse that you have to pay monthly in order to be able to use it. And what do you get in return? Firmware updates. You totally can't get it on any other mouse without paying the company monthly. Also, you can't really make a mouse last forever, because you can only update the software and not the hardware. And what's stopping the hardware from being outdated in a matter of 2 years, or just straight up breaking? And after the Logitech CEO talked about this on an interview and countless articles were released, they quickly decided not to pursue the subscription-based mouse concept due to overwhelming negative feedback from the gaming community and basically the entire internet. But now, back to the title of this video. Is this really the downfall of Logitech? No, it doesn't matter how many peripheral enthusiasts hate on Logitech for releasing products that are just the bare minimum. Because Logitech is just such a big brand, they can release whatever they want and sell it in huge quantities. And no matter how odd the product is, there are still people that will buy it just because of the shiny Logitech logo. And at the end of the day, the products aren't particularly bad. They just could be better. And Logitech just doesn't have to care. But wait, maybe Logitech does care, at least a little bit. Because while I was already working on this video, Logitech actually did something that's rare for them. They released good products. The two products we are going to focus on are the G Pro Superlight 2 DeX and the Pro X Analog. Also, they released a few weird products alongside these two, such as a refresh of the original G Pro Wireless. But the two products I already mentioned are pretty good releases for Logitech standards. The GPX2 DeX is almost a G703 Superlight, which was actually being asked for, and if it weren't for sensor skipping issues and the shape not being as good as it seemed to, it would be an extremely good release from Logitech. And for the keyboard, they finally added rapid trigger and Hall effect, which is way better than releasing a keyboard with 2016 tech in 2024. Of course, we will still have to wait for reviews on these products, but maybe these two are just a start and a good step in the right direction. So maybe I was wrong, and this isn't the downfall of Logitech.